Simulator is getting a sequel. In order to show how big of a deal this actually is, we gotta step back to a place called Rumble Studios. This is the development team that once upon a time was absolutely dominating Roblox, and especially simulators, with games like Mining Simulator, Bubblegum Simulator, you could even say Rumble Quest, although I don't think that ever really did all that well. Rumble Studios was absolutely dominating the simulator game back in 2018. The last game they put out was Pet Catchers, which I did play, and it was mildly successful. It peaked at like 45k players, I think. But why didn't it do good? It kind of died. It's been out for maybe 8 months now, 9 months, and it's not getting those players back. 300 players on their newest release from not too long ago. We go to Bubblegum Simulator. It has been on the same Christmas update for 2 years. It's been on a Christmas update for 2 years. And we look at Mining Simulator, stuck at 200 players as well. We even had a Mining Simulator 2. It also didn't do too well in the long term. It had a pretty good spike. I mean, a lot of people played it. I'd say it was the biggest game on Roblox for like a week. Bubblegum Tower Defense, which, oh my god. But it's hard to show just how much cultural impact Bubblegum Simulator and Mining Simulator had on Roblox as a whole. These were massive games. The most viewed Bubblegum Simulator video has 23 million views, which, I mean, that's huge. I'm a little biased, but even Pat and Jen made a video on this before they quit YouTube, okay? Pat and Jen, I grew up watching them, so it's a big deal.
I got
Kind of sick. You may be thinking, I mean, 23 million views, that's a lot, but like, Pet Simulator is such a bigger game than Bubblegum Simulator ever was. I mean, Pet Simulator has like, what, 6 billion visits? Surely that has a much bigger, most popular video. But the answer is no, it actually doesn't. The most popular video is those guys, but it has 12 million people watch that. But anyways, 12 million views. There's proof in this, okay? I'm just saying, Bubblegum Simulator was a cultural phenomenon. So with Bubblegum Simulator being by far the biggest IP that Rumble Studios own, obviously the rumor of Bubblegum Simulator 2 has been floating around for a long time. I mean, ever since the last update. When's Bubblegum Simulator 2, dog? You put out Tower Defense. Dog, what? What? Tower Defense? No, we don't want that. No one wanted it, but I think they've just been waiting and working on it, and we officially got a confirmation that the game is in the works by Isaac, the head of Rumble Studios himself. So we have gotten this info from the Discord, from the Rumble Studios Discord, where Isaac has been constantly putting messages in the chat, linking information about BGS, and getting us a lot of info. But there are actually so many chat messages to go through here, this might take a second. This is the day that it was officially confirmed, September 28th. Isaac put in the chat saying, it's sad that all of the fans of the games he makes have this pattern. They love it, they get extremely toxic and entitled, they put out updates, the updates are not well received, and they try to keep up in the game until it has less than 1,000 players, and everybody spreads hate. So he's just, you know, saying all that stuff, which is reasonable as a developer. And then you go up a little bit, and he leaks out something interesting. Someone said, why did you give up on BGS? And he was like, I didn't give up on BGS. He said, silently, Fenner and I are working on a BGS sequel, since that's all people want from us. So this is actually a little sad. All right, but here we go. We actually have an official confirmation here. This is the first thing we've ever gotten about this. So everyone, the second he put that in general chat, everyone was like, yo, this is big. Someone said, are you going to give up on it again after it reaches below 1,000 players? A lot of people are I guess you can't just make a game have no players and keep on updating it. That's not how it works. You got to make money. So there's a whole chat here where he's talking about people just trying to tell them that that's not how games work. You got to be able to make money to update them. That's obvious. Here he says, a BGS sequel is coming. People have begged long enough. And people keep releasing cheap knockoffs of his IP and making money off of it. So he's going to make it. And that's true. I mean, Bubblegum Simulator might be one of the games that has had the most amount of knockoff games that have been successful. If you just search up Bubblegum Simulator, you will see an absolute infinite amount of these. I mean, my friend Isaac, who literally is Isaac but with a Z, he made so many Bubblegum games. I think he made Bubblegum Mayhem, unless I'm crazy. I forgot who made that one, but There's a lot of these, okay? This is 1,000 players, and it's just Bubblegum Simulator. So the demand is there. He leaks that he won't actually be officially calling it BGS 2, but is gonna have BGS in the name. So maybe like a Bubblegum Simulator Reborn, Bubblegum Simulator, I don't know, just Bubblegum Simulator. Maybe we'll just call it Bubblegum Simulator and delete the old game or something, I don't know. He said, the new BGS is going to combine every fun aspect from everything we've done so far and bring you the original feeling of BGS. That's the goal at least. And you know, when he said that, everybody's like, oh. Silently is back and she's going to do all the pets. Isaac also said he's going to remove the last event after BGS and tying up all the events in the rest of the games that they have, which is sick, so we can actually play the original version of BGS, at least in the state of not having a Christmas event and then a whole bunch of 2x luck multipliers at the top of the game. You just want to feel the original vibes of the game. Talked a little bit more about pet catchers and why it didn't do good, mostly because it was too complicated, which is reasonable. It was a pretty complicated game, although I did enjoy it myself. It had a small little player base. Unfortunately, just kind of, I think when you reach the end of the game, you just kind of ran out of stuff to do. I think the updates started getting a little bit farther apart, and then the community kind of fell apart. But it was fun for like a good month. I was grinding it nonstop. It had like 20k players, but it definitely made it harder for them to update it with so much stuff. I mean, it's no longer just releasing an egg every update. It's releasing a boss, an egg, a new area, quests, all this stuff that people expect on every update, which just makes it a lot harder for them to do. And also, I guess it makes it harder for newer players to get into it since there's just so much stuff in it. He said, I've also come up with an idea on how to fix the new world issue, where you unlock a new world and instantly unlock all the islands, which was one of the main issues of BGS. He also said this game is planned to have a ton of content on release. Instead of it being released over time, like trading, competitive boards, etc., it's all just going to happen on the first release day. There's going to be more than 3 eggs hatched at once, which is kind of the standard now, even though, I mean, Bubblegum Simulator, if you look at it, was the first game to ever have 3 egg hatch. First, it was 1 egg hatch. They did 3 egg hatch, and then all the other simulators from then have started added like more eggs until we got up to infinite. He said, I played the Paper Mario TTYD remake, his childhood game, and realized the way I felt is probably how a lot of people would feel about a remake of BGS. So we all talked about it, and we're all excited to make a sequel. And yeah, I don't know what Paper Mario TTYD is, but I am 100% excited for it. Yeah, BGS is an old game for a lot of people on Roblox, kind of. He said, I also want islands to have different things on them rather than just a giant chest, like a global server boss everyone can teleport to and battle. That's pretty sick, actually. He might do a premium currency that's extremely grindy to get, but gives people a goal, which someone that recently did that would actually be Isaac, my friend, just released a game called Pet World that has its own little Robux system that you can get a Robux token after 10 minutes of grinding, and you can also get it from like quests and stuff, and eventually you can save up enough to get a game pass. So we might have something similar to that in this, which actually I think is a pretty cool idea. My goal is to make this game perfect. We've learned a lot from the other games we've made, and I'm going to fix a lot of the flaws BGS had. If that's the precedent for this next game, I think it's going to be pretty great. I'll never be able to recreate the first feeling that people had playing the original BGS, but I'm definitely going to try and make it a worthy sequel, which, hey, I'm very excited. There was a weird magical feeling, I gotta say. I'm not trying to sound lame here, but BGS had that feeling, so I'm definitely excited to see what Isaac can cook up here. I said I want to have an egg system like BGS. However, one thing I'm thinking of is having it so if you hatch a secret, it pops out of your screen into the world and hatches in front of everyone with a cool animation. That's taken some pages out of Preston's book, but combining it with the hatching of BGS. I like that a lot. I think that's good. Legendary/secret can be hatched into mythics. Any pet can be hatched into XL. Any pet can be hatched or created into shiny. So XL is kind of like a huge pet, except any pet can be an XL pet, which is very interesting. So you could have an XL mythic shiny secret. That would be absolutely insane. And here we actually have our first in-game screenshot leak of Also, I know people were asking about it. We're bringing back the secret text in the inventory. So this is what it's going to look like. If you hatch a secret, it's just going to say secret next to your pet, which I guess in Pet Catchers they took that out. I didn't even realize, to be honest. We have even more here. The bubblegum flavor here. It's a little bit updated UI, as you can see, but pretty much the same vibes as before. I guess a little bit more Pet Sim X-y, because this X looks like kind of like Pet Sim.